Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today's video I will be doing some customizations on some of my Transformers Siege War for Cybertron figures, and I'm just going to be starting off with the small Battle Masters here. So this is I think Blowpipe straight out of package, and as you can see here I've panel lined another copy of him and then added a little bit of paint apps on the chest area, the lower chest area, the yellow there. I might add a little bit more. I'm thinking putting yellow on this knee area, and then on the foot, which becomes part of the gun, I added some yellow. Now that is just the first coat. Yellow usually takes a couple of coats before it becomes opaque. And on the gun side I have yellow as well, so you can see the difference between the two. So while this guy is drying up, I'm going to start to work on the other Battle Master, the Autobot version. You can see over here I've started one leg. I took him apart really easily because they just pop in. The black I'm not panel lining because it's black, it won't make a difference. But the white parts I will, because I want to get that roughed, worn look, like he's been in battle. He's been, you know, all dirty. So this is the leg and the other leg. You know, you can see the big difference between the two. Now this one I've not cleaned up yet. It's still drying, but when it's completely dry, I will take a cotton swab that's been dipped in rubbing alcohol and kind of rub lightly over it to clean it up a bit. So let's do the other leg over here. So basically when you panel line with this Tamiya panel line accent color, oops, if you get a bit messy, it's okay, just wipe and rub it off. But you want to let the ink do all the work, like it'll just run through and just fill up all those little crevices, like you can see over there. Like just touch it a little bit and it'll just naturally fill up those crevices and give that panel lining look, which will make all that detail pop out on this figure. Now you want, and I said this before, you don't want to put too much of this Tamiya panel lining liquid on the figure where it pulls up in certain places, because it is very strong, and if the plastic is not good, it could end up cracking the plastic and eating away through it. And fortunately this figure's plastic is actually of higher quality, so it'll take a little bit more to get to eat this up, but you want to keep that in mind because it is always a possibility that it could happen to this figure. So there you go, just little by little, take your time. And like I said, if it comes out a little messy, you can always clean it up afterwards. Also, I should say this, before starting, you really should clean your figures, like a little soap and water, because especially if it's right out of the package, a lot of times when these figures are produced, there's a little mold release agent that could still be on the plastic, and which will make any paints or techniques used on them to customize a little bit more difficult to stick on or adhere to. There you go. So we basically have two legs. I'm gonna let this guy dry a bit because before taking a cotton swab to clean up. And let's get started with the hand. Again, just touching that tip so that the ink just flows through it. The nice part with customizing these figures, the small ones at least, if you're new to customizing, they're good to practice on because they're not too expensive. So if you mess it up, it's not too bad. But I do suggest, if you are new at trying to customize your figures, to try it on a piece that is not too expensive, just in case. While a lot of this can be cleaned up, you know, sometimes if you mess it up really bad, it's very difficult to recover. Okay, let's get the upper part of the arms. And this side, and then it will be almost done in terms of panel lining all the white pieces. And then once it's all done being panelized, sometimes you might feel that is all you need to do, and that's all you can stop from there. But you know, for this guy, I think I might add some little paint apps on him, just to make it a little different. So this is the arm. The other arm without the panel lining. And I may have to go through, like, if I'm not satisfied with the intensity of the panel line, like if it seems too light, I might go back again and go back again on those parts just to intensify the panel lining. Okay. I don't know, the hands might seem like a cool thing to make a different color. I'm not too sure, but there's definitely could use some different use some breakup of all this white color here. Okay, here we go. And it's fairly quick, I mean. Oops, see, that was too much. You see that? That was way too much. So I don't want it to pool because it might eat up plastic. So let me get that spread out. Okay, let's let this guy dry. So you can see the difference between the two. And once that is done, let us do the gun part. And I've said this before, I really like all the detail on the Siege figures. It makes customizations like this really nice because you have a lot to work with. Yeah, that was a little too much. Sometimes I can get impatient. This looks like it could use some also paint detail. He does have a little red, so I'm thinking I might put a little red paint apps on this on the gun part of him, just to match the red on the robot body. Again, I'm gonna go back over here and clean up later when it's dry. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to do the whole siege line this way. Who knows? I don't know. Definitely be a challenge too, but I kind of want to keep one figure. I'll kind of want to keep one copy of the figure as is, and so if I do choose to do the entire siege line, I would have to basically buy 2 of each, and that is not seem feasible. But I did get another a large siege figure to do some weathering and customization to the leader class Shockwave. I really like that figure a lot, so I got a second copy to basically do this too. Hey, there it is. So because this is black, I'm not going to panel line it, but one thing I will do is probably paint part of this stuff silver, put some little silver apps on it. I'm going to stop the video now and continue in another video. Okay? Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.